Hey guys, Maine here. So many of you probably have the same question I do. Why aren't we pumping? Like, why aren't we pumping? We got the rate cuts, the setup was there, price still failing to go higher. And it's like, I thought it was October. Xi Jinping told me we were supposed to pump. What is going on? So, in this video, we'll cover all of that and more. It's going to be a lot of the same for me because my thought process hasn't changed. But let's get into it anyways and talk about what could be next here. So, on Monday's video, I talked about how we have this big week, right? We have earnings, we have Trump and Xi, and we had expected rate cuts coming from FOMC. We got the rate cuts. Trump said things went well with Xi. There wasn't a joint press conference, but he said things went well, and it seemingly went okay, according to him. We don't know. And Amazon like smashed their earnings, for example, and it gapped up to like 250 or something crazy like that. Like, let's see, what's Amazon at? Yeah, like it's trading at 250 after hours. Like this is a 13% pump, okay? I don't know why I just looked at Coinbase there. But anyways, but Bitcoin just not doing the thing. So we had talked about the short setup, right? We had talked about the short setup here on the H12 sweep. And I said, hey, if this comes and plays out, this is a short that you can take going into what I would hope be a long setup. So we had the breaker block, we had the sweep, and I drew the squiggle for you. And I said, your stop goes above there. And I said, you can target just into 112. It's like 1.5 R. Obviously, this went way further. So what's going on here? What can we glean from this information? So what I did once FOMC happened, I said, okay, we broke above 112. That's one of my key levels. I saw this 12-hour order block, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take a long here. So I took a long right here on this retest of 112, and I got smoked like right away. So unfortunate. It is what it is. It happens, and we just appear actually to still be range bound. So one of the tricky things, and I've talked about this in a couple videos ago, right, is if you're in a range bound environment, right, but you trade it expecting continuation, sometimes you long, right, expecting a bounce and continuation to the high. Oh, we're in an uptrend now. But no, it just goes back to the range low. And that's exactly what we saw here. There's your range high, down the range low, back to the range high. I thought maybe it's time for a breakout. No, we're right back at the range low. So as much as it pains me to say, I mean, we are still range bound. We're still within this area of weekly demand. We're still in this zone in which this could be the weekly low before a move higher. I believe, and I've said this over and over and over again, and I posted this on Twitter today, and I was like, there's still a chance we could run below 100K one more time and then put the weekly low in. But I still believe the weekly low is either in or we have one more stab down and then it's new all-time highs. That's been my thesis. And so I'm willing to take longs here if the weekly low is already in. And if I'm wrong, I'm willing to try again here. Obviously, the smooth-brained apes on Twitter are like, oh my God, you've been bull posting nonstop and now you're bearish. It's like, dude, I drew a squiggly line that went like this. I don't really know what's bearish about that. It just means I think we could potentially go down before up. That still is TBD, unfortunately. This is a weekly chart that we're playing with. It's going to take some time to resolve itself. But I'm of the mindset that we are in the process of putting in a major weekly low. And the question is, are we here? Right? Where, okay, we put in the low, we got a little bit of a move up, but it actually needs one more stab and then we're off to the races? Or are we already here? Which is what I've been expecting based on the sweep and it being the October 10th wipeout already and stuff. And we're now going to be putting in a higher low and then we're going to be off to the races. If we're here, that means one more potential low before up. If we are here, that means this low is already in and we're putting in a higher low and then up. So both of my base cases are still higher. It's just, is it higher from here or is it higher after one more low? And when you're trading with leverage, you've got to be precise. Timing it is really hard. And so I'm willing to take a couple kicks at the can because, okay, I longed here, I was wrong. But if we do sweep this low and I long again and then we go to 130, that loss that I experienced here it's immaterial, it's de minimis, it's meaningless. You got to be willing to take shots when the probability is on your side and the risk management is on your side. It's okay to be wrong, right? I don't need to be right 100% of the time. I can be right 35, 40% of the time. But if when I'm right, I make more than when I lose, like when I'm wrong, I'm going to make money on the long run. I'm going to be profitable. And this is one of those instances. So I'm not selling my spot because I do believe that we still are going to go put in an all-time high. Okay, so I know it sounds like I'm a broken record. I've been saying the same thing ad nauseum, video after video, but it's the same. My thought process is the same. I do not think that this is over yet. I do think that we're in the process of putting in a weekly higher low. Even if we sweep out this low, it's still going to be a weekly higher low because I don't think it's going to stay below there. That's my base case for now. The bearish argument is very clear. We swept the high, right? The high has been swept. We have an internal weekly structure break there. Maybe this is just this institutions are distributing this and we're going to put in a lower high here and then this shit's just going to roll over. That's the argument for the bears, is that like this is the top. We're in distribution right now. I just find it hard to believe that we would see this gold blow off, this stock blow off, some of these crypto mining companies, gold mining companies blow off, tech stocks blow off, and crypto, Bitcoin of all things, not get a blow off. It just seems a little odd to me. I still gave you my analysis a few weeks ago now on the Bitcoin lagging behind gold. We should be seeing this weekly low put in, if not like within the next day or two, sometime next week, and then hopefully higher prices. And if I'm wrong, of course, and the bears were right, we're going to see a close below here, and then we got to reevaluate. I know many of you probably follow Credible Crypto, and he's talking about, well, this 74K level is all that matters, right? This is the high time frame invalidation. And so if we can come all the way down here and then still go up. While I agree with him, and I've talked about this in prior videos, that monthly, right, structure is still very much bullish all the way down to 74K being lost. The problem is who really wants to hold all the way down there? So by using the weekly, right, if we lose 98K, even though we could still be bullish all the way down here, we can at least reevaluate below here and not eat shit for another $20,000 move lower, hoping that the monthly structure holds. Because if the weekly structure breaks, that could just be a clue that the monthly structure is about to break next. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to hold, right? The trend will change on the low time frame first. But we could, in theory, and I agree with him on this, we could lose this weekly structure, but then still maintain monthly structure and go up. I just don't see that as likely from a timing perspective. In my opinion, timeline-wise, we should be putting in this low very soon. And I want to see it go up like in November here. I want to see new all-time highs on Bitcoin. So I wish I had more to update you on, a more exciting update. I don't. I'm sticking with the game plan for now. Shorts paid, long got smoked. Timeline's pretty fucking bearish. It just doesn't feel like the environment where the top is, like everyone's screaming for a bazillion-dollar Bitcoin. It just doesn't seem realistic to me for it to top out here, but I could be wrong, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna continue to play this level to level. I'll continue to update you guys as things change, but that's all I got for now. I'll update you again soon. Hope everyone has a great night. Peace out.